Let me be honest with you. If your skin retouching looks plastic and fake, it's not Photoshop's fault. It's the mistake you are making by yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what beginners do wrong inside Photoshop and how to fix it immediately so your skin looks natural and professional. Because real professionals do not brush skin. And when I see or when I zoom in, this is what I see all the time, this kind of results I see all the time on Instagram and Facebook. Some photographers, they just brush skin. When I zoom in closely, you can see the skin has no pores, no texture, just smooth plastic. But when I show you the natural, you can see the natural image or the low image. You can see the skin has pores, has textures. So most of photographers, they just brush skin instead of getting or applying texture on the model skin. But don't worry, we are fixing this today. So the first mistake photographers make is by blurring the skin. Most of them, they just come to filter and then blur and then Gaussian blur. But when I apply blur, you can see when I zoom in, you can see the texture is completely gone. Real skin has pores, and if there are no pores, it looks fake. So I will be deleting this layer. Blurring is not retouching. Just know that blurring is not retouching, but most photographers or most beginners, if they blur, they think that they are editing, and most of them, they do this trick. They come also into filter and then they come to camera raw filter. What they do, they come and scroll down here to details and they just noise reduction. They do noise reduction. You can see the skin of our model. It's plastic, it looks plastic as you can see. Most of beginners do this kind of mistakes, and for them, they think they are retouching while they are destroying textures and pores in the model's face. So what we are going to do is, I want you to show you how to get the best texture or the best result in our model without blurring the skin. So what we are going to do is, firstly, you need to clean the model's face by moving this pimple. You need to come and get the spotting healing tool and then remove this pimple smartly, as you can see. So, and what I noticed earlier, and another mistake photographers or those beginners do is by overdoing frequency separation. So some of them, they get this kind of results, as you can see. Yes, we all agree that frequency separation is powerful, but it's also more dangerous. When I zoom in, you can see the skin starts looking like wax. And when I show you my edited image, you can see the perfect frequency separation used to get this kind of result. So most beginners tend to get this kind of results. And what I can tell you, retouching should be more easier if you all know the basics. And most of the beginners, they don't follow this kind of steps. You can see this is a 16-bit image, so you have to apply a kind of frequency separation which is favorable to the 16-bit image, because this is a low image, and most of them beginners apply the frequency separation used to that 8-bit image, which is a wrong or a mistake. So for me, if I'm doing frequency separation, I make sure that I come to Windows and I come to action. I created my actions which help me to edit this kind of photos. So if I'm to edit a 16-bit image, I have this frequency separation. You can see this action, mostly I use it editing the 16-bit image, and you can see here this frequency separation I created it for JPEGs, which is 8-bit image. So when I press in this action, it will play, and I will need to input the pixels or the radius which will be suitable for my model skin. So, and if, as you can see, the pixel of 5.0 is too much, so I have to reduce it to around 3, so that you can see here I can actually see the texture in my model skin. So I will just press OK, and you can see the action will pop up in the layer part. So for me, I will just come and select the layer 1, and I will just come and get my lasso tool here and the feather at around 18 pixels. So I will start by selecting some parts on my model's face or skin. So I will play around with the pixels to get those good textures. So when I zoom in, you can see the image has that kind of texture on it. So I will come also to this part, and I will select it and then come back to blur, and then always try to reduce on the radius or the pixel of the blur to get the most of it. So but most photographers or most beginners, they tend don't care about the bit of the image, and they end up messing up the skin by overdoing the frequency separation. Try to know what kind of image you are editing and which blur should I apply on this image. So when I try to select the part of any part on our model's body, I tend to try to play around with the radius of the blur so that I don't make the skin look plastic. So I balance the radius so that I get the perfect results. And here you can see, when I zoom in, you can see the texture on this face. You can see it, the texture, but most photographers, if I zoom in on this smooth image, you can see there is no texture, there is no pores. As you can see, it's just over smooth, and these kind of photos, you are not doing the best, or I don't think the client would be happy with this kind of photos. So but when I zoom in on mine, you can see the texture, every detail. I still have these details in this kind of model's face. So that's the most mistake, or the second mistake beginners do while editing. They over smooth, and for them they think they are retouching, but that is not professional. You can see that there is some parts which I can't use the frequency separation, so I will need to change and use the mixer brush tool, and you can see the workflow. So I will come and disable the top layer, and I will be able to brush in these uncleaned parts. And try to take your time while doing this so that you get the perfect results. And here you can see that the textures are still on, as you can see. And here the workflow looks professional, more professional, like this kind of results most of you get. So, and the third mistake most of beginners make is by going for dodge and burn, but use high brush flow. Most of them do that, and most of them they tend to don't care about the flow of the brush. So when I come and create, I already have my action here for dodge and burn. So when I play here for my dodge and burn action, so I will come to brush and select the brush. So here's the twist, and here is where beginners make the mistake. For them, they will just come and start blushing, as you can see. But this is the most mistake, or this kind of brushes. This brush is too much. You can see the flow is around 100, and this is too much. So what you have to do is to lower the flow around. So when I play in here, if I try to feather it out, you can see this is the before and this is the after. You can see that this is not looking professional. So what we are going to do is you have to come and pick your brush tool, and then make sure that the flow is soft round. The brush is soft round brush, and make sure that you play around with the flow. It should not be at 100%. Always play around with below, I think below 5 is good. And this is where most people destroy the image. And most of professionals work at around 1 to 5 flow, because this helps you to control the workflow so that you get the perfect result. And remember, good retouching takes patience, so you have to be patient to get the perfect results. So lower the flow to around -5 to around 5%, all three according to the kind of image you are editing. So start brushing to those dark or those shadows in your image. Start brushing on those black places or shadow places. And see here the before and then after, before and then after. And come also and select the dodge, come to these highlighted places, we start brushing accordingly. So here you should take your time while blushing. Remember, good retouching takes patience. So after that, come and place in this mask and then play around with the feather to get the perfect results. And so far you can see the before and then after, the before and then after, the before and then after. So most of photographers, for them they just use the high pro, which gives them wrong workflow or wrong results at the end of editing the photo. So always you can come and play around with the opacity to get the perfect and professional results. So the fourth mistake is removing natural feathers in our model's face or skin. So most of them, or most of the photographers, they come and start removing this kind of lines in the model's skin, which looks, at the end of the day, the image will not look more professional without this kind of lines. So stop deleting people's identity. Retouching is enhancement, not plastic surgery, and you should not remove this kind of lines or marks in the model's skin or at the person you are editing. Only what you should do is to remove temporary blemishes to keep natural character. So try not to remove this kind of lines, and some of them, they tend to be here around the mouth and chin. So, and the fifth mistake is not zooming out, and most photographers or most beginners, they tend not to zoom in to see the perfect result, and most of them, they zoom in and they tend not to zoom out to see which kind of results I'm getting. And this is also another mistake. So always zoom out or in and check the whole face. If there is something which looks not good, try to level up it. So the final or the third mistake, most of photographers don't color correction or don't color correct the model's skin or the model's color. So always try to see which kind of color is suitable or which kind of details will be perfect for this kind of image I'm editing. So you can always come and look for those kind of blemishes which are not removed in the model's face. You can always come and make a copy and start to remove those small pimples in the image to get the perfect results in this kind of all this in the model's face. And you can see here the results so far. So the next thing is, for me, I try to add a little bit of clarity and texture so that the image look more professional and more beautiful. So for me, I have here my actions. When I play it, you can see the result, or you can see what it does on the image. You can see this is the before and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. So if it's too much, I always come and play around with the opacity to get the perfect results. And the next thing is, or the last thing is, I try to play around with the model's skin tones. As you can see, this is a black veiled woman, so I try to add a little bit of that melanin skin tone to get the best of her. So I normally come and play my action, my melanin action. So I will come and play my melanin action. You can see what it does when I just play and it's not all over here. You can see what it does. And if you would like these actions, I have a 32 automation actions which I'm selling at a lower price. And if you want to turn your results, or you want your results to look professional, try to purchase it. The link is in the description to get this kind of workflow. So you can see what it does to our image. You can see the before and then after, the before and then after. It cooled down the temperature of our model skin, and I can always come back and play with the opacity to get the best of it. You can see the before and then after, the before and then after. So when I zoom in, you can see that our model has those kind of texture. You can see it, the pores, and the face is not over smooth as most of beginners do. So, and if you would like online editing, I'm available. You can check my number in the description. And if you want to learn more about Photoshop, please subscribe and follow us so that to see more professional editing tricks. So you can see so far the before. sorry, you can see so far the after the image, and you can see what most beginners do or most beginners get, and this is what professionals get when they edit in Photoshop. This is what the professionals get, and this is what the beginners get. And if you would want to learn the full step-by-step beginner process, watch my previous skin retouching tutorial if you are serious about improving your editing. Subscribe, and please try to be honest. Which mistake were you making while editing in Photoshop? See you in the next video. Bye bye.